rest of it just being, you know, it speaks for itself. Let's move on to tourmaline. This is an amazing ring. We have two choices. We used to have the single, the double, and the triple. We're down to the single row and the triple row, which is what I've been wearing tonight. A couple hundred total to go around. Sizing, we have 5 through 12. And this is like a limited edition. I mean, this is literally one of, I think 1,300 were made of any one of the cuts or the styles. But I love that in the tourmaline family, and this is known to be the most saturated of colors in the gemstone world, in natural gemstones that is. But you can see there's green and blue and rose and blush and pink, all of these being the most popular as well of all the tourmaline colors. This is amazing at $84.95. Also, by the way, on 3 flex or 4. So this is the single row and then the triple row. I love the look of this. To me, it reminds me, Carrie, of my Mother's Day, or when we, as kids, got my mom a Mother's Day ring, or a mother's ring, as we used to call them. So it's just a beautiful silhouette.
Yeah, that family ring. This, I mean, I looked at this entire show, and this is one of my very favorite pieces in Michael's collection. Oh. It's just pure happiness. I say, I don't know if it's a rainbow explosion of color. I don't know if it's the saturation of the color, the ombre look. It just makes me happy. I look at it, and it's pure happiness. We've got the rare and exotic Congo tourmaline. There's no enhancement, no treatment. The color palette, it's just the full color spectrum. Again, as you mentioned, finest color saturation, a numbered collection. And when you look at the 3-row band, and that the pricing on the 3-row band, again, you couldn't buy those loose stones. Yeah. But when you look at how well matched those bands are, the 3 rows, you can see the quality of what we're bringing to you.
What a great point, and I will give you a nice close-up on that 3-row. It is a different item number for the 3-row. I'll just give you this information. The single row is $84.99 on clearance, down from $214.75. Amazing. The triple row, when you think about this, and I'll get you a different item number because we have just a couple hundred of each. This is on clearance for $121. So when you think you're getting triple the amount of stones for, you know, what, $40 more, something like that, it's phenomenal. There are 200 remaining in the 3-row. There's only sizing 5 through 9 available. And I do keep showing the sides because I find that the open work on the band is equally as beautiful as, in this case, of course, the natural gemstones. But I love the two-tone look of the 18 karat and the silver, the stamped 0.925. Isn't that just, maybe that's part of what brings such joy to the look of this ring.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention this, but you look at the shank, and we don't skimp anywhere. You know, you're always going to get about 5 millimeters or more on the back. So this ring isn't going to spin. I mean, you see a lot of rings and you look at the underneath and they leave you a tiny 1.5 millimeter base of the shank. And that's why you have these rings that are spinning. Our rings are weighted. And look how far that detail goes along the side. So when you're looking at that ring on your hand, you're going to see the complete finished piece. We leave that small spacer at the back, so if should you need to get your ring sized, you can get your ring size and it won't change the integrity of the design at all. But again, I'm looking at those colors. They're so beautifully matched. And you know, we're not giving you the inexpensive colors. We're giving you the top colors, the best saturation. And you know, the ring speaks for itself. And the 3 rows, this is a piece you can wear on either hand. It's going to match with every other piece that you're wearing because you've got every color. Even when you saw the single row beside the triple row Dauphine Apatite ring, it's such a nice set to wear.
What a great point. Let me see if I can pull both of them in. If you wanted to even get 2 of the single row and, you know, double it up, you can certainly create your own unique sense of style that way. Oh, The pod paracha is coming up later on in the show. But it's absolutely stunning. This one, I'm just gonna put it on my little pinky finger. I'm a size 6 on this hand and a 7 on the other hand. Is that, I don't think I'm unusual. I think a lot of us have different sizes, but in either case, how delicate it is if it is, you know, on the pinky finger. But 2 of these together would be quite amazing. That would be like 160 some odd dollars. Whereas this alone is, it used to be $215 at HSN, and I will repeat this because some people might be tuning in not being familiar with Gems by Michael. These are not fake gemstones. These are natural gemstones, and when you think about that, whether you're doing this, I'm gonna focus on the triple row. That to me is just, bigger is better in my book. I don't have the most petite hand, so I was like a little bit more of a bold band style ring. But when you think about that, you're getting triple green tourmalines, triple the blue, triple of those beautiful rose or ruby colored tourmalines, triple of the pink and the triple of the blush. I mean, that's a lot of gemstones. Carat and I talked before the show, and it's absolutely a true statement to say that you couldn't find these loose stones for these prices. So glad you're up with us. Glad you happen to be watching for the 1 a.m. hour Eastern time, because sometimes we do crazy things, and this is one of those nights, Carrie.
Yeah, it's just got, like I said, that full color spectrum. And I'm looking at the ring and I smile. It just, like, it's an explosion of color. It's just the finest of the finest. And again, on our sterling silver palladium, the hardness of 14 karat gold, the anti-tarnishing property. It's just a well-constructed, beautifully finished ring. And we go to that scroll work and that hand embracing. I mean, that in itself is such a talent. And it just makes that ring pop. And you know, when you have the yellow gold embracing around the gemstones, it just finishes the piece.
Without a doubt.
And you're right when you said this is not costume jewelry. These are natural, genuine gemstones.
And when you think about, I mean, the most coveted gemstones out there, tourmaline's way up there because of that gorgeous, the color that is so indicative of the tourmaline family. And there's a lot of different colors of tourmaline, but these are amongst the top of the heap when it comes to what is most requested, most coveted, and most expensive. So but now what I wanted to point out is that on the screen, we've got just a few seconds to feature the single row tourmaline band ring, under $85. We have a couple hundred of them to go around. We have sizes, I think we have 5 through 11, so we've lost the size 12 here. We are gonna then transition the graphic to reflect the triple row, because it is a little bit more, but when you think about, you're tripling the amount of gemstones, but you're not tripling the price.